Yo, it's your boy Crazy Shot Josh, and we're back for another great episode. It was a great NFL Sunday. You know, I'm gonna talk and recap the games from NFL Sunday, what I saw. We got a division rivalry game tonight between the Dolphins and the Bills. I'm gonna talk about that game, preview that game. Yeah, football, week 2 of football. A lot of surprising things going on. Things that I didn't expect to happen are happening. Certain players are playing over expectations, are playing better than I thought they would play. We also have surprise teams that we thought were going to be good are not looking too good. Still the beginning of the season. We're entering, what is this, week 3, I believe. Yeah, the week 3 kicks off tonight with the Bills and the Dolphins game. But let's talk about this NFL Sunday and get a little recap going. So, is Baker Mayfield a top 5 quarterback in the league, a top 10 quarterback in the league? One of the best deep ball throwers in the game, one of the best throws of the football in the game, one of the has thrown the most. I believe he's top 10 and thrown touchdowns in the last 3 seasons in the league. Baker Mayfield was a guy, as we all know, drafted by no other than the Cleveland Browns, right? He gets drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Let me see his numbers because I don't know his numbers off the top of my head. You know, the Cleveland Browns are notorious for drafting quarterbacks, and when quarterbacks lead them, they decide to get better and be better. He plays in Cleveland for about 4 seasons, from 2018 to 2021. Baker Mayfield is there. And the productivity in his 4 years with Cleveland, he had obviously a pretty solid start there. His completion percentage is basically over 60% every year. He threw about 15 plus touchdowns every season. But yeah, then Baker goes to Carolina. They trade him over there. He plays 7 games there. He did okay there. Then they gave him the boot. Then he gets traded to the Rams. And we know how that went. It was not a good stint. He only played 5 games, started in 4. Then he finds a home in Tampa Bay at the age of 28. The last 2 seasons he's been in Tampa Bay has been his 2 best seasons he's been in the NFL. Last season, 24, he threw for 4,500 yards. And the season before that, he threw for 4,000 yards. So both seasons, he has thrown for 4,000 yards since being in a Tampa Bay uniform. On top of that, he threw for 28 touchdowns in 23. Then in 24, he threw 41 touchdowns, and I believe he was a league leader and touchdown passes in 24. I had double checked that. But yes, he does throw a lot of interceptions because he threw 10 interceptions, 23, 16, and 24. He's a gunslinger. You know, gunslingers, they like to throw the ball deep, get it far down the field. And with that being said, you're going to turn over the ball. It just is what it is. He had a 64 completion percentage and a 71 completion percentage. So Baker Mayfield hasn't put up numbers since he's been on the Bucs. He's been looking very good. He has led the Bucs to a playoff appearance. 23 and 24, he has led them to 2 playoff appearances both years. In 23, he led them to he had beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and then he lost to the Detroit Lions ultimately in 23. And then in 24, Baker Mayfield lost in the wild card versus the Commanders. But Baker is him. Don't get it twisted. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think he has an argument to be a top 10 quarterback. You could probably make a case for him being a top. He's solidified top 10 quarterback in the league. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You can even make a case for a top 5 quarterback at literally number 5. You can make a strong case for. But Baker Mayfield is him. He's ultimately him. And then the way he was confident and led them in a game-winning drive versus the Houston Texans was just a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. He kept his composure and he got the job done. He threw 38 passes, completed 25 of them. He threw for 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a 65 completion rate, and a passer rating of 98. And he was attempting 5.7 yards a game. 5.7 yards per throw per attempt. Shout out to Baker, man. Baker is him. He's one of them. Now we're gonna watch a little film on Baker versus his in the game he just played. Because the Texans really should have won that game. They had no business losing the game that they lost. But some way, somehow, they managed to lose that game. So off 11 targets for 5 receptions, Mike Evans had 56 yards. Michael Stingley did make life very tough for him. Bucky Irving had 6 targets, 6 receptions for 50. Sterling Shepard, 4 for 4 for 34 yards. Iboku, whatever his name is, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm butchering. 7-4 for 29 and a touchdown. He's also been on fire. He's scoring in almost every game he plays since he's been in the lineup for the injured excuse me, since the wide receiver course of the Bucks been injured. He's been looking very good. Then CJ Stroud, 207, 54 completion percent, 97 passing rate, 8.6 yards per attempt, 27 yards for out of 34 passes. Nick Chubb, 1243. CJ Stroud had 4 scrambles for 27 yards. Nico Collins targeted 9 times, caught the ball 3 times, 52 yards, and a touchdown. So the Buccaneers win probability was low as 8% with a minute 24 left in regulation, and they come back on the road against the Texans. The Bucs were facing a 4th and 10 from their own 32 when Baker Mayfield scrambled 15 yards for first down to keep the drive alive. 6 plays later, Rashard White found the end zone from 2 yards out to give the Bucs a 20-19 lead in the game's final seconds, which basically the GG's game's over. Mike Evans faced Derek Stingley Jr. in 29 of his 39 routes, 74%, with Stingley holding Evans to 3 catches on 9 targets for 36 yards. Stingley recorded 2 pass breakups and a tight window rate of 25% with targeted and coverage. So basically, Derek Stingley had Mike Evans in them handcuffs. He had him in a padded cell with 4 locks on it. All right? Wasn't going nowhere. He said, where you going? Everywhere you going, I'm going too. We going together. We going to be besties. One of the things I saw the problem with the Texans, they didn't have their pass rush did not look great. Their O-line is mucho caliente basura and non-existent. CJ Stroud was getting pressured 36.7% of the time, and he looked lost and confused. Baker was getting also pressured 40% of the time, but he was able to quickly find his receivers. He was also one of the benefits that the Bucs had. They were able to run the ball. The Houston Texans did not look good running the ball. They could not run the ball to save lives. They were struggling. But Baker Mayfield was able to get the job done ultimately. Bucky Irving was able to run the ball. Rashard Wright was able to run the ball. Nick Chubb had a rough night, 12 attempts for 43 yards. CJ Stroud basically like their best rusher, 4 for 27. And Woody Marks had 3 for 14. Rashard White and Baker both had 10-plus yards scrambling. And then we go into their receiving stats. Mike Evans was in clamps. His average separation was only 1.8. So he wasn't finding much separation at all. When Derek Stingley was on him, he looked lost and confused. Nico Collins wasn't getting much separation either. 1.4. So your two elite wide receivers weren't getting separation. So basically, they had to look for their second and third targets to get something going. Let's look at some of these targets from Mike Evans. Look at him get clamped up real quick by. Watch him get clamped up by Derek Stingley Jr. Is this Mike Evans? Where's Mike at? There he is. That's one of his catches. What's Mike Evans at? Right over here. Look, that's one of his catches. So he's 2 for 2. Four-man rush. That was a good anticipation by Stingley. He knew. He basically read the route, and he had a pass breakup. Smacked the ball right on the floor. Said, you're not getting that. Nice try, buddy. There he is right there. A little short pass. Mike Evans is a big body wide receiver. A big target for Baker Mayfield. One of his favorite targets to throw it to. He's one of them guys you could throw the ball up, 50-50 balls, and he'll go and get it. Good route. He's a good route runner. He's not elite or anything. Yeah, Baker just overthrew that pass. Not even close to the boy. Not at all. The Houston Texans pass rush looked at. Oh yeah, Derek Stingley was on that. He was just sitting there. He was like, "I got him, coach." But the Texans pass rush doesn't look good. The only reason why they were really getting pressure on Baker, realistically, that was a good catch, good throw, threw right in his pockets, right where only he could catch it. Two linemen did get injured in this game, so the Bucks were playing with two backup linemen. Oh, he just simply overthrew that. So with them playing with two backup linemen, that allowed the Texans to get more pressure on Baker. But the pass rush looked it okay. For playing against a bunch of backups, I think one of the things that worked in Baker Mayfield's favor was that he was able to get the ball out quickly, and then he had the run game to lean on. So when you had Bucky Irving and Rachaad White as your two running backs, Bucky being the bruiser, Rachaad White being the change of pace back, the receiving back, that kind of kept the defense on their feet. Versus Nick Chubb not being to run the ball because you got the big man Vita up there, elite interior D tackle, making life very difficult for him, making it very difficult for people to run. I think Derek Stingley did a heck of a job on Mike Evans, one of the better corners in the league, an elite corner. You can even argue a top 5 corner if you want. But yeah, he did a good heck of a job on not on Baker. I'm sorry, on Mike Evans. He did a heck of a job on him. He made life rough for him. It was hard for him to score. It was hard for him to even fight for his yardage. He wasn't really getting separation as we saw in the stats, saw in the video. Stingley basically was everywhere Mike was trying to go. He was there watching, making sure wherever you going, I'm going. We could join Quinn's right now, all right? Wherever you going, I'm going right with you. But shout out to the Bucks for winning that game. Ultimately, the Texans should have won this game. Let me see if we can just watch. See, for most of the game in the fourth quarter, they had this huge drop off when they had Baker Mayfield pinned, but he still found a way to score. It was insane. I don't understand how you get somebody pinned and they still find their way. Let me see if I can find the exact play. Shout out to Baker Mayfield being top 10 fantasy quarterback. We all know he's QB7 currently in fantasy. Oh, I'm trying to find, but can't find. It's really okay. Regular season week 2. Uh, okay, I found the play. Let me add this back to the stage. Let's slow this down a little bit so everybody can see. 0.75. This is the play that ultimately lost them the game. By the way, they are on temp base on there. What does this look like? About the 30-yard line, I'm saying, give or take. And they're in shotgun formation. This is 4th and 10. So all they need to do is to get a stop, an incompletion, something. That's all the Texans have to do right now. But instead of doing that, all these now Baker has time. He could easily open. But they're not paying attention, obviously. This should have been a sack. Right here should have been a sack. Baker Mayfield kept his head up, but he was so busy looking in this direction, he didn't see he had a man in the right here, check down, wide open, easy first down. So instead of Baker doing that, that should have been a sack right there. Boom. So because all the pass rush, he sent them all out. Baker Mayfield has a free reign for 15 yards before CJ Gardner even touches him. And that ultimately lost him the game. That singular play right there ultimately lost the Texans the game. You sent a 5-man rush. 5-man rush. You basically playing man coverage. And you didn't think to put a QB spy on Baker Mayfield? Yeah, that made a lot of sense. That made a whole lot of sense. That was ultimately the play that lost him the game. That play right there. Allowing Baker Mayfield to scramble for 15 yards on a 4th and 10. Like, that's just insane work. And the fact that Baker was aware in that position and had the confidence and the high IQ to know that this play is about to be over. I need to make this for my team. All right, let me get the job done. He does it. Shout out to Baker, man. Baker is one of them. Baker Mayfield is a top 10 quarterback in this league. He better than Justin Herbert. Yeah, I said what most people don't want to say. But ultimately, shout out to excuse me. Shout out to Baker, man. One of them. Now we're gonna talk about Daniel Jones and how the Colts are 2-0, beat one of the better defenses in the league last night. We gonna have to respect on some Danny Dimes because he be diming it. We need to respect Danny Dimes. Like, I'm not understanding how. Excuse me. How Danny Dimes out here wheeling and dealing, just finding open players. By the way, fun fact: since Danny Dime has been on the Colts, they have not punted the ball. On every single drive he has led, they have scored either a touchdown or a field goal, which is an NFL record, historical. That's insane. For them not to punt at all, their punter doesn't even know what punting is. Their punter has been resting for these first two games. Daniel Jones threw for 316 on what most people say is an elite defense, a top 5 defense, top 10 defense, however you want to cut it or slice it, in the league. He had a 67 completion rate, and he was averaging 9.3 yards per attempt. Jonathan Taylor was, they could have had no answer for Jonathan Taylor. He had 25 attempts for 165 yards. He was getting 6.6 yards per a carry. Insane work. Josh Downs was his favorite receiver. He had 8 targets, 6 receptions for 51 yards. Alec Pierce had 5 targets, 4 receptions for 68 yards. Tyler Warren, 7 targets, 4 receptions, 79 yards. I mean, this offense is clicking. It looks good. It looks clean. Fantasy wise, fun fact. It's not. Why you're not showing me QB right now? I say QB. Okay. Why did who, fun fact for QBs this season? Daniel Jones is QB 2. He has 588 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns rushing. His yards after the catch percentage is 44.7. His QB pressure rate is 35.2. He's scrambling at 8.5%. Off of 6 scrambles, he's averaging 26 yards per scramble, 1 design run. Daniel Jones is out here. If y'all would have told me Daniel Jones was gonna be this good, I would have picked him up in fantasy. If you could somehow still pick up Daniel Jones in your fantasy league, I say go for it. And if this is sustainable and he keeps putting up the numbers he's putting up, Daniel Jones will be a top 5 quarterback this season easily. Not even close. Not a conversation. He will be in the top 5. I think it is sustainable. You just got against one of the better defenses. Broncos defense is number 3 in passing efficiency, number 1 in rushing efficiency, and number 2 in pressure rate. So basically a top 5 defense is what we just witnessed. Yeah. Let's see if we could look at some of his plays. Daniel Jones. Let's see the Dolphins. 38 dropbacks. Let's look at Daniel Jones completions. We go if you told me Daniel Jones started out the season as a top 5 quarterback this season, I would have laughed at you. Told you something was wrong with you. Pass rush comes, his tackler falls down. What does Daniel Jones do? Find the open receiver, Mr. Josh Downs. I'm realizing also in this offense, it looks like Josh Downs might be his favorite receiver to target. So Daniel Jones come from the Giants. He was a team with the worst O-line in football, just abysmal and bad. He comes over to the Colts. The Colts have AR-15, Anthony Richardson. I mean AR-5, whatever his number is. But they have Anthony Richardson, a quarterback with raw talent that's been mucho galante basura, who has terrible vision, overthrows his receivers, terrible anticipation, terrible feet work, cannot read the field, scan the field, none of that. So ultimately, they go into free agency, said, you know what, let's go get Daniel Jones. So they signed Daniel Jones. And it looks like so far that decision's paying off for the Indianapolis Colts. The Giants let him walk, and the Colts said, we'll pick him up, we'll sign him. And right now, he's proving to the Colts, I'm still a good quarterback in this league. I was just in a crappy situation, one of the worst situations in the league. So I'll make a best of this moment. And what is Daniel Jones doing? Precisely that. If you had told me on every drive he was going to score in the first two games as him start against the Colts, I would said you're insane. But one thing he is getting is a lot of times the Colts finally figured out how to build a good O-line. After Andrew Luck left, had to retire early because of injury because they did not fix the O-line, couldn't fix the O-line. Look at that. That's a dot. So they fix up the O-line. So Daniel Jones playing with a O-line where he has time to throw the ball. Throw the ball, find receivers. This scheme is very friendly toward him. I don't think he's overthinking it. He's finding receivers, throwing them in windows. He's throwing the ball into the pocket of where receivers need to be or into their hands. He's not overthrowing them. He looks very good. He looks poised. And he's just finding the open guy. Going through his progressions, going through his reads, and find the open guy. And now he has the weapons where he can do that. When you have Jonathan Taylor, top 5 back in the league, a back defense you still have to respect. When you have Josh Downs, one of your a good route runner. When you have Alec Pierce, a good route runner. When you have Michael Pittman Jr., a good big body possession target. When you have Tyler Warren, a rookie, but he's looking like he's a very good draftee for this team. You put the weapons around Daniel Jones, he is producing. Something the Giants never did for him ultimately. They didn't give him anything good. They gave him, he gets a good O-line. So now he has time to throw the ball. And this is what you're getting. It's like the Baker Mayfield fake. You take a good quarterback with the talent out of a crappy situation, put him in a better situation, he produces. Will this be sustainable? I think it will be sustainable. If this is sustainable, the Colts are going to win this division easily. Because this division is not good. This is one of the worst divisions in football. Yeah, this is one of the worst divisions in football. Shout out to all the 5 people that's in the Twitch live right now. Appreciate all y'all. Let's see. The Colts division, which is the AFC West, I believe. AFC South, I'm sorry. And who's in that division? Because it's the Colts, the Jags, Texans, and Titans. So the Colts are clearly the best team in the division. They haven't played no team in this division has played division games yet. Jaguars, mucho caliente basura. Texans, mucho caliente basura. And as we all know, the Titans are going to stay at the bottom of the division. They're probably the worst team in this division. Them and the Texans are 0-2. Jaguars are 1-1. The Colts are 2-0. The Colts are easily the best team in this division and will make a playoff spot. And since we are talking about Jacksonville, we're going to transition to Joe Burrow and the future of the Bengals. The Bengals had to be one of the worst and cheapest organizations. So their money's tied into T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. They don't have a defense. They don't believe in defense. For whatever reason, they don't believe in defenses. And they don't believe in O-lines. Fun fact, Joe Burrow has been sacked more than Andrew Luck was in his career on the Colts. Joe Burrow pretty soon is going to be the new Andrew Luck unless the Cincinnati Bengals fix up that O-line. Your O-line is important. Your football, as we all know in football, the quarterback is the most important player on offense and in football. We all know this. The most important player in football is the quarterback. You build around him, you protect him. Now, offensively, your second most important part is the O-line. And more specifically on that O-line is your left tackle, which is the quarterback's blind side. You need to protect his blind side at all costs. The Bengals don't believe in that. They don't believe in anything. I don't know what they believe in. They believe in quarterback, receiver. Chase Brown, you're going to have to pay him soon. So all your money is going to offense and no defense. You had Sam Hubbard, one of the better edge rushers. You can't even pay him right now. He's on a one-year deal, basically. So I don't understand how they're not building around Joe. And because they're not building around Joe correctly, he is getting hurt. As we just saw on Sunday versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, he got hurt. And with him getting hurt, he's basically going to be out for the season, I believe. Or he's going to be out for the majority of the season. You had the backup quarterback had to come in. In some way, somehow, Jacksonville still loses this game. A game they had no business losing. You lost to Jake Browning, a backup QB, who came in the game and threw almost 3 consecutive picks. He was not good. Now, in the fourth quarter, he looked good. But from when he played in that second quarter to the end of the game, he did not look so good. Jacksonville was in full control of that game. If Cincinnati is going to pay Joe all this money, you need to fix that O-line up. Because Joe has been getting hurt. He's been getting injuries after injuries after injuries. And we saw what Andrew Luck was going to have with them injuries. You're going to have to retire. You have to invest in that O-line at some point. You have Joe Burrow, who's a top 5 quarterback in this game, routinely getting injured at the worst times. Yes, he took this team to a Super Bowl. But when you have no O-line that could pass protect to save their lives, teams are getting constant pressure on you. You're running for your life like a chicken without his head. I don't understand what the Bengals are doing. Get a defense. Get Joe some help. Get a defense. Get an O-line. These are simple things that you need to build around a quarterback. We're not asking for the moon, the stars, and Venus, Saturn. We're not asking for all that. Joe Burrow deserves an O-line. You have no O-line, teams are going to press you left and right. You're going to get hurt left and right. And I think if they don't, Joe is on the verge of retirement. With these injuries piling up on his body, he's going to have to retire. His body's not going to be sustain these injuries like he's getting. We see Maury tear his ACL. These are not injuries you want for your quarterback. Joe Burrow has a lot of wear and tear on his body right now, and he's reaching into his prime. And you don't want that for a quarterback at all. Get that man an O-line. It's not that hard. Go into free agency. Go sign some guys. If you can't do that, go draft some guys. Do what has to be done. Since Trade some of your draft capital away. Go get some linemen, some good linemen, some young linemen that can help Joe Burrows. Stop worrying about offense so much. Worry about the O line, then worry about everything else. Because you have two glaring problems on your roster. And these glaring problems are not good problems to have for any competent football team. For you to even think of being a playoff contention team. When you have one of the worst defenses in the league, I'm talking about consistent bottom 5 defense in the league. One of the worst O-lines in the league, a consistent bottom 5 offense in the league. Constantly giving up sacks. Defenses are scheming to get Joe, and they're getting the pressure that they need because it's not that hard, because the O-line can't pass block to save their life. They're decent run blockers, but pass blocking, non-existent. You have weapons on offense. You have a Jamar Chase, a T. Higgins. T. Higgins is somebody thinks is could be a wide receiver 1 on the team. I don't believe that because I haven't seen it, so I don't know what he can and can't do. I had to physically see him be a number 1 wide receiver on his own team before I say he could be a number 1. You understand what I'm saying? Get a defense. Do what you got to do to get that defense, man. Like, come on. Like, what's going on? And for you to lose the game the way y'all lost the game was terrible. Terrible. Trevor Lawrence throws the ball to Brian Thomas Jr. wide open. He drops the pass on 4th down. And when that happened, guess what? GG's, the game was over. You allowed them to go basically 90 yards and score. Then Travis Hunter gets a stupid pass interference on 4th down, which is a spot foul. So now they're even closer to the goal line because you decided to get a not so smart PI call. Like, why would you do that? Allowed Jake Browning in 4 minutes to go 90 yards down the field and control the clock and win the game ultimately. Like, the Jags is another team. I don't know what they're doing. Like, what more does Trevor Lawrence need? You have Brian Thomas Jr., who has not been looking good this season at all. It looks like he can't run routes. It looks like he can't catch. I don't know. He's sophomore slump regression. I don't know what the brother got going on, but he don't look good. You go get Travis Hunter. You draft him high. You got him playing offense and defense. On defense, he doesn't look good. I don't think he's capable of guarding a Ladd McConkey, a Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, these elite guys, Puka Nuka. I don't think he's capable of guarding these guys. These guys are too strong, too fast for him. And he's trying to play both ways. Brother, pick what you want to be. Either you the corner or you the receiver. I don't know, brother. You need to pick one. I don't know what else Trevor Lawrence needs. You got Tank Bigsby in the backfield. Like, what more do you need, Trevor? What else can we get you? You got Brendan Strange as a tight end. You've been mid since you've been in the NFL. You made it to one playoff game, won a playoff game. You haven't done anything since. Like, what more is there? How can Jacksonville be better than what they are? Their defense doesn't look too good. I mean, you got Tyson Campbell as your number 1 corner. I think he's a pretty good corner. Nothing special about him. You got Josh Hans Island as your pass rusher. Your linebackers are okay. Your D-line doesn't generate that much pressure. I don't know. The Jaguars need to figure it out. Because this is a team that's been in mediocrity for a long time that just needs to get it done. Trevor Lawrence was the golden boy. He's supposed to be savior of this franchise. We don't know what he got going on. But another team, are the Chiefs in trouble? The Chiefs are 0-2. And the way the Chiefs are building their team is similar to how the Patriots were doing in the early 2000s. You have your elite quarterback. You don't have a true number one dominant wide receiver to go guy. You have an elite tight end, but your tight end doesn't look too good this season. The connection's just not there like it normally is. Xavier Worthy is your speedster who takes the coverage over the top. He gets hurt game one. I understand. I told you, I'm going to tell you again. The Chiefs aren't winning this division. I don't even think they're competing with Super Bowls till they fix a little bit of problems that they have. They have some tinkering they need to do. I got the Chargers winning this division ultimately. I told y'all this week one. Justin Herbert is taking this division. The Chargers look like the best team in that division, the AFC West. They look like the best team. The Chiefs, besides Chris Jones, you're not generating any other pressure at all. Off the edges, nothing. Snead is your number one corner. He's been getting cooked lately. If I'm the Chiefs, I need a dominant number one wide receiver. See, we've been getting away with having just Chris Jones as our only defensive pressure. We've been getting away with this. But teams are getting better. You have to adjust. You have to adapt to this new league. What you were once doing is not going to work year in, year out. And the Patriots learned that ultimately the hard way. I don't think the Chiefs this season are Super Bowl contenders. I think the AFC is up for grabs right now. I don't know who's the best team in the AFC. I think it's legit up for grabs. Patrick Mahomes, to me, is struggling. This is not the Patrick Mahomes I'm used to seeing. Teams are getting pressure on him. He's not making the right throws. He's overthrowing receivers. Receivers are not getting open. We have seen the Chiefs not have a good wide receivers core outside Travis Kelce. But the Chiefs to be 0-2. Did anybody see that coming? I didn't see that coming. Did y'all see that coming? If y'all had told me coming the season, Chiefs were going to be 0-2, I would have said you're crazy. Something's wrong with you. Did they play two tough teams? 100%. The Chargers game, that was a winnable game. But the Chargers just got this new game plan that they just snuck up on everybody. Everybody ain't see this coming. We thought with Greg Roman over there as the OC, they're going to run the ball. They said, bump that. We throwing. We airing this mug out. Quentin Johnson having a resurgence year. They bring in Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen look like he never even left the Chargers. Look like he's been there the whole season. He still got chemistry. Matt McConkey, top 15 wide receiver in this league currently. Could even make case for a top 10 wide receiver after his rookie year he had. Omar Hampton is not running the ball as much as I thought they'd be running the ball. You lost to the Eagles. That Eagles game was very winnable for you. And I know y'all going to sit and complain about the tush push. But if you can't stop it, I don't know what to tell you. Stop complaining. I don't think they should take it out the NFL. They should keep it in there. If you can't figure out how to stop the tush push, I don't know what to tell you. Be better. Come up with something. Figure it out. Just because something's unstoppable, the Eagles are supposed to suffer. So if I could do something and you can't stop me, I'm supposed to be punished for it? That's a you problem, not a me problem. Figure it out. Stop it. But in that Chiefs game versus the Eagles, Patrick Mahomes just didn't look good at all. Pause. He was overthrowing his receivers. The Eagles were bringing pressure toward him. And he ain't know what to do. His receivers couldn't get open. He just didn't look like the Patrick Mahomes that we all know and love. Matter of fact, let's look at the game film. The Chiefs are if the Chiefs don't get their crap together, guess what they gonna be? A wild card team. That's what they're gonna be. A wild card team. They're gonna be in the wild card. So let's look at the stats. He threw the ball 29 times, 187 yards, one touchdown, one completion for a 55.2 completion percentage. That's not good in the NFL. That is bad. 55.2 is not good at all. 6.4 yards attempt. Travis Kelce has 61 yards of 4 receptions. Tyquan Thornton, former Patriot, you targeted him 5 times. He only caught the ball twice for 59 yards and a touchdown. He scored the only touchdown for y'all. The only touchdown that Patrick Mahomes threw. Let me rephrase that. Marquise Brown was 5-5 for 30. Juju had 3 targets, 1 reception for 5 yards. This game was winnable. In that fourth quarter, that game was winnable. Okay. Pick on Patrick Mahomes versus the Eagles. We're going to look at his attempts. What? Okay. Slow it down. I just dissed you. Hold on. Let's just turn this speed down just a little bit. Now, that's Travis Kelce. Nope, that's not Travis Kelce. That's their other tight end. Because you know they like to run the 2 tight end set, similar to what the Patriots do with Aaron Hernandez and Gronk. Noah Gray, he's open right here. But Patrick Mahomes completely overthrew him. Completely overthrew Noah Gray. I believe that's Noah Gray. I could be wrong. I don't know who that is. Completely overthrew the man. Not even close to in his facility. That's not the Patrick Mahomes we know. That should have been an easy dot right there. Pressure. Eagles getting pressure. And we know that Patrick Mahomes is a good escape artist. He's known for when a play breaks down and find an open man, he does his razzle dazzle like magician out there. But this Eagles defense was swarming and ready for him. They said, Patrick Mahomes, you're going to have to spay out of this world to beat us. Look, just overthrowing receivers. Patrick Mahomes did not look like Patrick Mahomes we know. And some of these throws are simple throws that he makes all the time that he can make in his sleep. But he's simply overthrowing them receivers. Shout out to all the 9 people that's saying, appreciate y'all. Like this pass rush is over on Patrick Mahomes like white on rice. Like peanut butter on jelly. Again, for the Chiefs to be successful, they need a dominant wide receiver one. You had Tyreek Hill, who was taking the pressure off the top. So him taking the pressure off the top, that left Travis Kelsey open, Juju open, all your other receivers open basically. Now Xavier Worthy is supposed to be basically a Tyreek Hill, take the pressure off the top. But when he's hurt, it looks like when Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a receiver who could take the pressure off the top, he's struggling. He's not. It's hard for him to make average receivers good. This is why I think Tom Brady is better than Patrick Mahomes in the GOAT. The only elite receiver that Tom Brady played with in their prime was Randy Moss. He played with a Deion Branch, a Wes Walker, a Damian Mendola, Julius Elderman. These are his receivers. These are not household names. These are not elite receivers. The Patriots look like small white guys out the slot. Now he had Gronk, an elite talent, top 2 tight end all time, the best tight end all time, my personal opinion. But Brady got the job done. But also with that being said, he made the receiver. The receiver didn't make him. And I think Patrick Mahomes is struggling with this because you got Marquise Brown. What is he doing? You brung Juju back. What is he doing? Your number one wide receiver right now is Travis Kelsey, a tight end, which is nothing wrong with that. But the connection is not there with him. And again, I'm going to say this one more time. Patrick Mahomes is falling victim to he needs elite speedster for him to be a good quarterback. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But for you to need a speedster, because it looks like when you don't have that speedster receiver take the pressure on top, you don't look too good throwing that ball. You don't look like that top 3 quarterback in the league that we know, the best quarterback in the league that we know. So we gave you some average receivers. You still got Travis Kelsey, but for every reason you're not using him this season like you normally do. The connection's not there like it normally is. Now we can say it's because of Eagles defense, because it's a Super Bowl rematch. But again, if you put average wide receivers around Patrick Mahomes, he just looks pedestrian-like. I think he needs the receiver more than the receiver needs him. So if I'm the Chiefs, Tyreek Hill, come on back, baby, come on home. Because this Patrick Mahomes we're seeing, this ain't a good Patrick Mahomes, man. This ain't the Patrick Mahomes we know as the best quarterback in the league right now. The Chiefs are gonna have to. The Chiefs need to hit on their draft picks for the rest of the season, not the rest of the season. The way you trying to build teams is only gonna work, but so far, ask the Patriots. It gave them 20 years of greatness. But with today's league, you need a dominant number 1 receiver. You need that. You need a go-to guy. And unfortunately, the Chiefs have that in Travis Kelsey, but you need that guy on the outside. You need a legitimate wide receiver. So if I'm the Chiefs, I got 2 options right now. I can trade this draft capital away and go get a wide receiver, go get a dominant young wide receiver, or I could draft one. Preferably, I would say draft one. Keep your draft capital and draft one. But Patrick Mahomes on a team-friendly deal. So you have the options. So I think Kansas City Kansas City will make the wild card. So they're gonna make the playoffs regardless. Are they Super Bowl contenders this year, this season? No. Like I told y'all, the AFC is up for grabs right now. I can't tell you who's a dominant team, who's the best team. The only time I tell you, coming into the season, before I watched these two games, I actually sat here and watched Patrick Mahomes and his Chiefs offense, Steve Spagnuolo losing his touch. I would have told you the Chiefs were the best team. It was going to be a Super Bowl rematch between the Eagles and Chiefs. Can the Chiefs fix their problems? Only time is going to tell. I think that defense is no longer that defense. Besides, if you could neutralize Chris Jones, I mean, what else is there? Ain't much else, right? So somebody asked me on X, you think Sauce gonna give Reed trouble tonight? That's a good question, my man. Do I think that? I think Sauce Gardner is gonna give Reed trouble tonight. Wait, no. It's the wait. You got mixed up, my man, because you talking about the Bills. It's the Bills and the Dolphins, and I don't know who the Bills' number one receiver is. I said the number one receiver. I'm Khalil Shakir's number one right receiver. I don't know who's in number one corner. I think for the Dolphins, this is a make it or break it game. I will say that. This game tonight, if the Dolphins lose tonight and go down 0-3, the Dolphins have a serious problem in conversation. They have a serious problem. With the talent they have on that team, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Wild, uh, the running back. You just traded for who you just traded for? I forgot. You traded for somebody in your secondary. With the talent you have on that roster, it's not a Dolphins problem. It's a Tua problem. Tua is mid. He's not a good quarterback at all. Mr. Noodle Arm, I already told you about Alabama quarterbacks. They ain't it at all. I know from personal experience. I had Mac Jones on my team. Mucho Galante Basura. And you know anything about Alabama is their defenses. And they just have elite 5-star wide receivers. So these quarterbacks look better than what they really are. Noodle Arm Tua, he ain't it, man. Tua is just not it. Oh, let me look at some of Tua's stats this season. Tua is just hold on, give me 1 second. Shout out to all the 10 people that's in here today. Right now. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all coming and staying with me, man. So this season, completion percentage. Tua is 19th, which is mid. Tua is 19th in completions this season with 40. Let's look at yards. 20, 429. He's number 20 in the league. For touchdowns, Tua is 13th. Yards per attempt. Let's see where this Tua rank in the league. He's number 10, 7.8. Let's see what he is for completion percentage. Tua is number 4 in completion percentage. I guess when you throw in all them short routes all day, slants, and check downs all day, I guess so. His EPA, yeah, his EPA is mucho caliente basura minus 9.3. EPA per dropback 29th in the league. Tua time to throw 2.59 seconds, which is 29th in the league, bottom of the league. For his pressure rate, he's 14th. I don't like Tua is one of them guys. 7.8 yards per attempt. That's cool. I think he's wasting. Tyreek Hill is getting wasted there. I think realistically, they need to just trade Tua. I don't know what else to do. Like the Dolphins have this talent, and they just uh when you have A-Chain back there, you got Waddle, you got Tyreek Hill, and then you got Tua. This team should be better than what they are. They're gonna lose tonight, so they're gonna about to be 0-3. They lost 2 division games already. They're about to they lost against the Patriots. They should have won that game, but they lost. Who else had they played? We about to see. Week 2, you lost against the Patriots. And you lost to the Colts 8-3. You only mustered up 8 points. And one of the reasons why you lost the Pats game, that was a winnable game, you decided to throw a key interception, which cost you that game. Yeah. Yeah. But they're going down 0-3. Yeesh. A matter of fact, let's look at Dolphins schedule. L. Then they got 3 division games back to back to back. Whoo-wee! Bills lost. We all know this. Next, they got the Jets. Week 4. Loss. Actually, I'm gonna get out of toss-up game because Justin Fields hurt. If Justin Fields play, I think they win. And then that's a Monday night game, so they got a short turnaround. Oh no, they got a long turnaround, Thursday till Monday. Yeah. Then you play the Panthers. That's winnable. So let's see: 0-3, 0-4, 1-5, 1-6. You're losing against the Chargers. Browns, 1-7. The Falcons. I'm edging out the Falcons. 1-8. Oh, this is getting spooky. Then you got the Ravens, another L, 1-9. I think you beat the Bills the second time. You split. It's a division game. So I'll give you 2-9 right now. The Commanders, 2-10. Then you got the bye week. The Saints, 3-10. Play the Jets again, 4-10. I think you split with them. Steelers, lose, 4-11. Bengals, I'll spot you that game. What's that? 5-11. Lose to the Bucks. So realistically, I have y'all winning 4 games. I got them going 4-13, realistically. 4-13. I got them starting off the season 0-4 already. The only games I'm looking at their schedule that's winnable, that I think they're going to actually win, Panthers, Saints. They probably split with the Jets. Division game. The Bengals don't got no defense, so that go either way. But I'm giving the slight edge to, and the only reason why I'm giving slight edge to the Dolphins is because again, Joe Burrow is probably hurt. He's probably not gonna play this game. But a fully help, yeah. So I only have them winning 4 games. Oh brother, they have a brutal schedule. Like these are teams that are most of these teams are playoff teams. If you a Dolphins fan, I feel bad for you. That's all I got. Yeah, I need to be better. I don't. Whew, Dolphins got a brutal schedule. 4 wins is crazy. I'm gonna talk a little NBA basketball before I end the show tonight. Cause talk about these awards. There's a special award that I want to talk about. So today, Depoy was announced. I don't like cold depoys at all. I think cold depoys shouldn't exist. I don't think cold any award should exist. To be honest with you, I don't like this cold award thing. It's either I win it or you don't. Like, which one is it? Thumbs go down. I don't like cold depoys. I think they are not smart at all to have. Like, what's really the point of them? So, Depoy got announced today. Congratulations to Asia Wilson. This is her third Depoy. Shout out to her. Shout out to Alana Smith from the team I have winning the WNBA finals personally. Excuse me. Alana Smith from the Minnesota Lynx. But I don't like this cold depoy thing. Yeah, I don't like this. This cold depoy, no. Either give it to one or the other. Me personally, I had Gabby Williams was my depoy. I thought she was the best defender in the W this season. With her perimeter defense, the way she was anchoring the Seattle Storm's defense, being the minute she was, having a historical season like she was, especially for that franchise. I personally had Gabby Williams as my depoy. But yeah, shout out to Asia Wilson, Alana Smith. I don't like this Cole awards thing. I think only one person should win it at the end of the day. Whoever the best player is the best player. I'll give it to one. We don't need cancellation awards, second place participation trophies. I think either one of these girls, either one of these women could have won the award. Out of these two, I think you could give Asia Wilson the edge a little bit if you edge her out. They both have strong cases either way. But shout out to both of them. This is Asia Wilson's, what is it, her third depoy? And the first one for Alana Smith. But shout out to these brilliant women. Shout out to Paige Beckers for winning Rookie of the Year. She was snubbed. She was snubbed. She should have. I don't know who voted for Sonia Citron trying to be funny, but that was nasty work. That was nasty work. Nasty work. Sonya Citron actually got votes is like what? Let's see if I can find the voting on Sonya Citron. Sonya Citron is gonna be a great player in this league. She's a great off-ball player, great shooter, high IQ, solid defender. She is gonna be something in the league. I just want to see the votes. Okay, here we go. The fact that Sonya Citron got 2 votes for Rookie of the Year, that's nasty. Paige should have been the unanimous Rookie of the Year. Like, how did Sonya Citron? Did y'all like really did not believe that she was better than Paige Beckers? Paige Beckers is probably gonna make all NBA this season. More than likely, it's gonna be a second team. Maybe you could squeeze in the first team. I don't know. But for Sonya Citron to get 2 votes is disgusting and nasty work. You mean tell me she couldn't get an Nazareth rookie? That's insane. That's crazy. Yeah, that's just nasty work. Like, really? Yeah. But yeah, again, shout out to 11 people in here. The game's about to start shortly. As y'all know, I don't like personally division games. I don't gamble on division games. So I don't have any best for y'all for today. Tomorrow's stream, I will have best for y'all for the Sunday slate. I don't like division games. They go either way. Division games are always tricky. Y'all know this. But shout out to all the 10 people that's in here right now. Make sure to tune in tomorrow, same time. We're gonna be talking about the Dolphins, this Dolphins and Bills game. Talk about the rest of the NFL season. Talk about some more WNBA, and I will have best for y'all. We're gonna get some more in depth with fantasy and all that. But shout out to all the 10 people in here. Make sure to follow me. YouTube, Crazy Josh Universe. TikTok, Crazy underscore Talk Sports. Instagram, Crazy underscore Talk Sports. And y'all already know TikTok, Crazy Josh. Y'all know where to find me on Twitter, on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call this, Kenny Majigger. Crazy Josh. Y'all know the vibes. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to come back tomorrow for more. Make sure to sub and follow me. Make sure to tell your friends to watch the stream. Tell your friends to watch the stream. Tell your enemies to watch the stream. Tell the whole universe to watch the stream. Y'all know the vibes. I'm out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Make sure y'all come back tomorrow for Chris Shot Junior Universe. Y'all stay cool and be easy, man.